Is that a test? Oh, a new report says California may be the source of romaine lettuce blamed for making people sick in at least 11 states in Canada. Now, the scare comes as, of course, Americans are prepared to sit down for the Thanksgiving feast. Turkey and cake mix is also being recalled in recent days. The NYU Medical Center's Dr. Devi, just what folks can do to protect themselves. We're glad to have you here because it always seems to happen on the eve of Thanksgiving.
I know. At least it's the lettuce that we have to throw away, not the turkey, right?
Right.
So the difference between the two, there's two major players here. One is a bacteria called E. coli. The other one is salmonella. And E. coli is what we're concerned about in the lettuce. So the reason that you have to throw it away is not just the E. coli itself, but it produces a toxin called Shiga toxin. So even if you kill the bacteria, the toxin can still survive. And rather than causing a diarrheal illness, what that does is it can cause kidney failure. So that can kill you.
Well, before you get to that point, then what are some of the early signs that maybe you've had some bad romaine lettuce?
So you may not have anything for 1 to 10 days. So just because you've had it doesn't mean that, oh, nothing happened to me, let me serve it to other people. So it can take some time to figure it out, but you can have dehydration, stomach cramps, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, anything that goes along with a diarrheal illness. But in terms of the Shiga toxin, sort of even after that, if you have those symptoms, you can get dehydrated, so your kidneys are shutting down and you're not producing urine, and that can be much more dangerous. That you should definitely go to the ER.
E. coli, salmonella, I never thought of them as being separate, right? I always felt like they were always interchangeable in conversations, but there's a distinct difference?
There is a big difference.
And danger, too?
Exactly. So this strain of E. coli is what's so dangerous. Salmonella, I don't want to minimize it, but it's really associated with raw or undercooked foods. So you can protect yourself from salmonella by really cooking your turkey. Cooking your turkey, and if you're having cake mix, which was also brought up, don't have that raw batter that's on the side of the bowl that we all like to kind of taste. Me too. Yeah. But still, it's that raw part that actually makes people sick. So usually, even if you do get sick from salmonella, it's not as dangerous. It can still be diarrheal. You can still get dehydrated, but it's not usually as life-threatening.
And the sort of, from planting the seeds and growing the lettuce and getting it, to supermarkets and on our table. Where in this process does this happen? Because it feels like there certainly could be more safeguards.
I agree with you. It's not clear, though, with these particular outbreaks. I mean, it seems to be, we used to hear about it more with meat. Now we're hearing about it in all these other products. So it seems to be maybe that some of these contaminants are getting into the water and then therefore affecting the crops, et cetera. But at home, in terms of Thanksgiving, I would say, it can actually be you making the Thanksgiving meal that is contaminating things. So let's say you take your turkey and you're making it, preparing it in the sink. Don't touch your raw turkey and then touch everything else, because if there's salmonella, low likelihood, but if there is, you're spreading it to other things. You can actually
transfer it that way?
Exactly, yeah.
Really?
So by touching it and then touching other things, you cook the turkey, kill the salmonella that's in the turkey, but you've already spread it on to some other things, right? So you want to, as much as possible, not cross-contaminate. So wash your hands in between whenever you touch anything raw.
I think the CDC warning covers just 11 states, mostly on the East Coast, and also I think maybe California. Should people not in those states just take as a precaution, hey, if you got some romaine lettuce, just toss it anyway?
Yeah, exactly. Even in our states, because they're not sure. It's appeared in those states, but in other ones too, it could still be spreading because they don't know exactly where it's been found. They only found this over a 3-week period in those areas, but it still could appear elsewhere. Bottom
line, there's no doubt that some people probably are walking around right now who might have been infected, so pay very close attention. Even if you've consumed the romaine, you feel great, you may not be great.
Exactly. Just be cautious. Throw away the romaine. Right. Cook the turkey completely.
Dr. Devi, great seeing you.
Nice to see you, too.
Congratulations on your new child.
Oh, thank you.
See you soon.